In today's video, we will be talking about how many wins every single team will get in the 2024 season. So, before we get into this video, let me remind you to check out W.GG and use code SHREDDER for 10% off your order. That's SHRD3R for 10% off anything on the website, their energy drinks, their bottles, or other products. Use code SHREDDER for 10% off or click the link down in the description of this video, and let's get right into this video. So here's our tier list, and what we're going to do is we are going to go by divisions and decide basically who are going to be the division winners, and you'll kind of see how this goes out. Obviously, this is a loose prediction. There's no way I'm going to know how this is going to end. There's going to be somebody, like a starting quarterback, is going to get injured, and it's going to ruin a team that maybe has a Super Bowl chance. Things like that. You just don't know. So you can't really base this too heavily. You just got to go, with how the teams have had off seasons and, what they can build off of from last year, or have they gotten worse. So let's get into it. We'll start in the NFC. Let's go with the NFC North. To me, looking at this, they all have to play the AFC South, which would be the Titans, Texans, Colts, and Jaguars. And they also have to play the NFC West, which is the Niners division. So, tough schedule for the NFC North. But, let's see. I think, so you have the Lions, who I do think win this division. I think they have at least 12 wins, if not more. I just think they're a pretty solid team, and they're built to, I think this is going to be their year to win it if they have a chance at all. I think number 2 is going to be Green Bay. They might have a, slight regression from last year just because of, you'd think they'd improve because they were so young last year, but at the same time, there's a lot of expectations. I'm still going to give them 10 wins. I think that's pretty fair. I think we'll leave them right at 10, but we'll see. The Bears, I think they definitely get to 8 or 9 wins. I think they're going to have a very solid season. They're going to run into the Lions a couple times and the Packers a couple times. It's going to hurt, but they'll be fine. The Vikings, I like what the Vikings are doing, but I don't think they get much more than 5 to 7 wins. A team can finish in the same level. It can happen, but I'm just going to leave them here. I think that's pretty fair. I like J.J. McCarthy. I think he could be their future. It's just, this is going to be a tough division from here on out. They have a lot of development and growth, so that's going to hurt a lot of things for them. Moving on to, we'll go to an AFC. We'll go to the AFC East. That's the Bills division. So I do think the Bills, I think they kind of come back and they keep their division on hold. I think a lot of people are expecting them to fall off a cliff a little bit. They're going to have to play the AFC South and the NFC West, and, I think they'll be fine. I mean, other than the Niners and the Texans, I think they have some scheduled wins, you can almost say. Not to mention they'll play the Patriots twice and things like that. I just think Josh Allen's going to will them to a point where they're going to be better than pretty much anybody else. Then we're going to go with the Jets. I think they get, I think it's going to be really close. I think they get 10 wins, and I think the Dolphins get 9. So we'll move the Dolphins up a level because I think they get 9 over Bears, maybe 8. And I think the Jets getting 10, maybe even 11 is possible either way. It's just going to see how it works out. But as long as Rodgers stays healthy, the Jets team will be fine. For the Dolphins, I think they kind of don't really have a shot here. I think they're going to realize Tua's not their guy long term. He's a fine starter, but he's just not a guy. If you don't have a really, really complete team, he's not going to will you to victory. If he was on the Niners, he could get something done. But on this team, when they have a lot of holes, not sure it's going to happen. And the Patriots, I wouldn't be shocked if they are only 1 to 4 wins. Not a great team. I like Drake May as a prospect. I think he's the second best quarterback out of this draft class, in my opinion. But I don't know how much they're going to play him. I don't know how much you want to play him right now. Not to say that he couldn't do it, but you just don't want to ruin him in his rookie year. You don't want to put him out there and him go, let's say 2-15 as a starter and just be completely demoralized for the rest of his career. You want this guy to maybe play the back half of the season, get some reps, but not, let them be out of the playoff picture before he starts. I think that wouldn't hurt. Granted, I also don't think it'd hurt to play the whole year. There's two sides of that. Either way, maybe they get 5 wins, but I'm going to go with just a measly 3 or 4. Next, we'll go to the NFC again, and let's go to the NFC South. So that's the very changed division. We got the Falcons. We've got these teams right here. All 4 of these. Panthers, Bucks, Falcons, Saints. Panthers, Bucks, Falcons, Saints. That's a tough division there. So I think the worst team out of this is going to be the Panthers. I wouldn't be shocked if they improved to 8 and 9, but I also wouldn't be shocked if they finished with less than 4 wins. They just don't have a lot of going for him. Dave Canales in his first year as a head coach. We'll see how good he's going to do. I'll give them 4 wins, and I think that's fine for now. We might adjust them later. I think the Bucs win this division with about 10 or 11 wins, I think the Bucs are going to be fine. I think they are a very solid team. I think you've got the chance to, really do something here this year. Especially if the Niners take a step back and the Eagles are not still as good as they thought maybe, the Bucs could be actually kind of dangerous, I think. The Saints are next. We're going to put them at 9 wins, and we're going to put the Falcons also at 8 to 9. I think it wouldn't be shocking at all to see the Falcons get 9 wins but still finish third. I don't think it'd be shocking to see all 4 of these teams finish with 8 wins, and it'd be tiebreakers. But I'm going to move the Panthers up a tier. I think they're going to get a few wins. Let's see. The NFC South has to play the AFC West and the NFC East. So I'm thinking here, and actually, I want to keep them down in maybe 4 wins. I'm going to give them that much. Really rough year for these 2 teams. Now, we'll go to the AFC West. We haven't done a West division yet. And we'll go ahead and start. That's the Chiefs and Broncos division. I think the Chiefs get 10, 11 wins. I don't think they get too many. I think they have some struggles once again, but I think they're pretty good. I also think the Chargers will get 10, 11 wins, and I think it's possible that they could win this division. I think it is definitely possible. I think Jim Harbaugh is just a very good head coach, and do I expect them to win the division, the Chargers? No, not at all. But could it happen? Absolutely it could happen. So I'm very interested to see how that one plays out. I think Justin Herbert's very good, and he just had to deal with a terrible head coach for a long time. Now, the Broncos, I think who do they have to play? AFC West is the AFC North. That's a tough division to play. And the NFC South, which would be the Saints and the Falcons and all that. I think they're going to finish with less than 4 wins or less. And I think the Panthers I will bump up a little bit. I think we're looking more 7 wins around that range for the Vikings, but definitely like 5 or 4 with the Panthers here. So they're fringe this tier. Then, let's see. But I like Sean Payton's coaching. I don't know. Okay, we're missing a team out of this division. We'll leave it there. The Raiders, they're fine. They're just not amazing. I'm going to give them like 7 wins, maybe 6. We're going to put them right in the middle of these 2. I think the Vikings have a better shot at 7 than they do, but that's just me. We'll see. Moving on, we will go to the NFC West as well. That's the Seahawks and the Niners and all of them. I think the Niners do win this division once again. I don't think it's going to be super close, but I think they take a step back. I don't think they win as many games. I think we get about 11, and maybe the math on this doesn't work. Maybe, there's no way if these 3 teams finish with 10 wins that this team can finish with 9. I don't know. You get the point. It's just kind of a ballpark guess. We don't know what's going to happen, obviously. But the Seahawks, I think they have a rough year. I think they get about 7 wins, maybe 6 even. I think they could struggle this year. I wouldn't be shocked. I think the Cardinals are going to jump up to about 5, maybe even 6 wins. It wouldn't entirely shock me if they got 8 and they beat the Seahawks in this division. I mean, I think they'd finish 3rd. I don't think there's any chance of them going higher. But I think the Rams get another 10 wins as well. As long as Stafford stays healthy, they're relevant. That's all you have to say. If Stafford's healthy, they can legitimately fight for the 1 seed in this division. And, that's a big question mark, though. You don't expect them to be healthy all season, so that's why they're only about 10 wins. Could they be 9? Absolutely. Don't think that's out of the picture at all. But I'm going to predict 10 wins for at least these 2 teams. And I don't even know that I'm super sold that the Cardinals can't beat the Seahawks in the division this year. We'll go to, who do we have left? The AFC North. The Baltimore Ravens were the winner of this division last year. I think they're going to regress this year. Now, this is going to be a messy division because I think they're all very good teams. You've got the Browns, the Ravens, the Bengals, and the Steelers. This is by far the best division in football. There's no question about it. They're all competitive. I actually think that the Ravens finish with, I wouldn't be shocked if they got 9 wins. They have to play, so all this division has to play the NFC East and the AFC West. That's the Cowboys, the Eagles, the Chiefs, the Chargers. I'm going to give them 10 wins, but I'm also going to give Pittsburgh, I'm going to give them 10 to 11. I think Mike Tomlin here is the X factor. He doesn't have losing seasons. And if you think they're going to have a worse record than last year when they didn't have any kind of quarterback help, and Matt Canada with being a national terrorist on their team, I don't understand how you can think they're going to be worse. I don't. I think Russell Wilson will definitely be a solid starter and be much better for this team this coming year. The Bengals are going to fight for hard as well. I think they might also get 11 wins. I think the Ravens are going to slip a little bit just because I don't necessarily think Derrick Henry is going to be as good of a signing as many people think. I think he'll be fine. I just don't know if he'll be amazing. It's just, he's a 31-year-old running back now. It's just not easy. And I think the Browns get about 8 wins. I mean, 9 wins maybe. The Browns are the Browns. They're going to have their struggles. They always do. Especially with Deshaun Watson not being, able to do much. Their offense is just kind of clunky in general. It's a tough group. I don't think they have a great output, but still, 8-9 wins ain't even bad. It's almost like you'd rather be worse so you can get a better pick. Could they be 10 wins? Absolutely. This whole division could be 10 wins. I really think so. Would not shock me one bit if this is the first division we see all teams make the playoff. Ever. Would not shock me. We'll go to the NFC West now, or NFC East, excuse me. I think the Eagles win this division with 12-plus wins. I think the Cowboys slip a little bit. Still probably manage 10 wins, but that's about it. The Giants, I see them at about 5-7 wins. Same with the Commanders. I don't think either of those teams are going to be very good. Jaden Daniels, he's got some high IQ mistakes that he makes. A lot of them, he makes a lot of issues with his running decisions and things like that. They're just not smart decisions. Very worried about him NFL career-wise. We'll see how long he lasts, and that just being an issue. The Jaguars, they're a good team. I think they finished with about 9-10 wins. We'll see where we put them. We're going to start them there. We're going to put them definitely up here, though. I think that'll be better. The Texans, I think they struggle a little bit more than last year. I think they get about 10 wins. They're going to have to play a tougher schedule this year. They have the NFC North. They have the AFC East. I think they finished second in their division, and it's a sophomore slump, but that happens. It's not a big deal. I think the Colts also could fight for this division. I think these three teams are going to wrestle this division out to the last week, and the Titans get about 5-7 wins as well. I just think they're going to struggle a little bit. So, looking at this, you can kind of see which division's going to win, or which team wins their division. I'm going to take it depends on Anthony Richardson if the Colts win the division, how good he can be. I'm going to take the Jaguars to win it. I just trust Trevor Lawrence since he's played the longest and actually had a lengthy career. Yeah, he's not been the best, but also he hasn't been the worst. And, C.J. Stroud could easily have a sophomore slump. It's not that crazy of a thought. This is a very deep division right here with 10 wins. I feel like that's a lot, but at the same time, what it is what it is. So we're going to go and see who we got here making the playoffs if this was to happen. So we've got the 1 and the 2 seed in whichever order, the 3 seed, 4 seed, 5 seed, 6 seed, 7 seed. That would be all the playoff teams. If you're in the NFC, this would be the playoff teams in whatever order. I'm not saying this is exactly it, obviously. It could fluctuate out. But that's 7 teams right there. Do we have a division winner in these? So we have the North, the East, do we have a South? There it is. And the West, there it is. So yeah, that would be the playoff teams. The Cowboys, the Rams, and the Packers would get some kind of wild card. The winners would be the Lions, the Eagles, the Bucks, and the 49ers, I guess. I mean, that's kind of where you'd pick. Then the AFC, you have the Bills getting the assumed 1 seed. And let's just say that this isn't in order here. The 2, the 3. Oh, wait, hold on, I missed here. The 2, the 3, the 4, the 5, the 6, the 7, the 8. So the Jaguars would probably be the odd team out, but except the fact that they would get in the playoffs being a division winner. So it would probably knock out the Bengals or the Ravens, assuming that this whole division couldn't make it. Plus the Chargers or the Chiefs. So one of those teams would all be knocked out, or the Steelers, right? So the Steelers, the Bengals, the Ravens, the Chargers, the Chiefs would all be in danger of losing out just because of the Jaguars being a division winner. Either way, let me know what you think about this and what teams are going to win a lot of games, what teams are going to lose a lot of games. I think we have no clue. So if you think this is incredibly wrong and you want to try to insult me in the comments, go ahead, because you look just ridiculous, because there's no way that this is going to be any type of realistic. We're just kind of seeing, based off of what's happened, what I think might happen. Either way, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you subscribe, and I will see y'all in the next video.